our playthrough of Faltering Light. This is going to be an actual playthrough of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulbound from Cubicle 7. My name is Luke. I'm going to be your GM today. And a few notices before we start off. This is part 2 of the adventure, but don't worry, we're going to do a quick introduction for anyone that might have missed the first part, although the first part is on YouTube, which we'll probably try and find the link to while all of this is happening. A few little notices to start off with. This is a fan game and is in no way officially affiliated with Cubicle 7 or with Games Workshop. We're going to be playing an adventure today that is based on Faltering Light, which is the starter set adventure for Age of Sigmar Soulbound, but we're going to be using maps from Cubicle and from Epic Isometric. You can follow both of those on Patreon as well. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce our wonderful players that we've got here, and what characters that you'll be playing. So let's start on the left-hand side of the screen with Toki.
Hello, I will be playing Dendrhael. I am a Kurnoth hunter, and I have a big bow and a small insecty friend with a bow tie.
Besides that, my name's Toki, and I stream stuff.
I always forget. Every single time I forget that Dendrhael's got the voice, and every single time it throws me. I might have even mentioned that on last week's
Well, possibly, yeah.
Sophie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Sophie. I don't have a scary voice, but my character is very scary. She's called Namys, and she is a Darkling Sorceress. Used to be the head of a coven of sorceresses, but not anymore. And she's very angry about that. So yeah.
Fantastic. I'm Luke. I'm playing everyone else. Let's skip over me. Go straight to Emma.
Hi, I'm Emma. I am going to be playing Rosalia, Wave Rider, or Raz to everybody else, who is a Black Ark Corsair. She is flirty to the point of inappropriate, daring, all of the things that I wish I could be.
I feel like that's still an understatement.
She's a lot, basically.
She's a lot. She's a lot.
She's a scamp.
Absolutely.
Little tyke.
And finally, Ariana.
Hello, I'm Arianna, and I'm playing an Idoneth Deepkin Tidecaster called Tidemaster, the Tidecaster. Tidemaster is somewhat mysterious, but he is endeavouring to enjoy the world. Good gracious me, sorry, I've got cats and they made a loud noise. You'll see what Tidemaster's like.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely get a little bit of an idea. So, let us begin then. Let's go through a little bit about where we left off. At the heart of the city of Brightspear is a vast beacon, long since extinguished. At the base of this beacon lies a dormant realm gate. These realm gates are used to traverse through the different realms within the Age of Sigmar, and the forces of Order believe that activating the realm gate may be the only way to reinforce the city if it's assailed by the forces of death or chaos. Our heroes, who we're surrounded by now, are a binding. They're a group of champions whose souls have been bound together in service of Sigmar, the God King of Order. Although they have their own reasons for serving the God King, and their methods are sometimes unconventional. In our last session, the Binding learned that the Realm Gate is being investigated by Cadiz Ahmad, a scholar and keeper of Brightspear's archives. She confided in the group that the key to activating the portal might lie within the Undercity, a vast, twisting labyrinth that swells and pulses beneath the city. Seeking a guide, the Binding pulled in some favours from a few underworld contacts and located Presarium Shandos. With some light persuasion and reassurance that his life was not in immediate danger, Shandos agreed to show them the way. And so we begin down the Undercity. At first, the pathways seem almost recognisable. You see ruined shops and houses long since vacated. But as you journey further below the ground, you begin to notice things that are slightly strange. Tiny piles of rocks on the floor seem to float upwards or sideways, as though gravity itself is in flux. You see stairways leading from the sides of the buildings that seem to go nowhere. You hear chittering noises in the dark, but when you peer into the shadows, you see nothing but twisting shapes. What are you all doing? What are your thoughts? What are your ideas about traversing this subterranean city?
Pretty spoopy, huh?
This is probably one of the few times that Dendrhael's actually been underground, so he's probably a bit apprehensive. There's no sun down here, so he can't, like, photosynthesize. It's going to be weird for him.
You have left the world above far behind. You are going deeper and deeper and deeper beneath the ground. Yes, there is very, very little in the way of light at all, coming through tiny cracks in the top, kind of like mosaic glass that's in the ceilings, and even that is getting dimmer and dimmer as you walk further down.
I feel like Tidemaster, who's from the deep depths of the ocean, is probably, even though this isn't the deep depths of the ocean, this is fine. Shit's weird down there, shit can be weird here as well. So if Dendrhael's a bit freaked out, then he'll be like, bud, we've got this. It's okay.
I like that. It's really sweet. Excellent. How? Yeah.
I'm a bit on edge, but yeah. Sorry, Karen.
No, go for it. Yeah.
I'll say just I'm a bit on edge, and that makes me feel a bit better. Thank you.
Good.
I think that it's probably not the first time that Namys has been down to the Undercity, but it might be the first time in a while that she's been the one to go down. So she's not like on edge as such, just a bit like it's more of a reminder that, you know, it's been a while, things have changed, she's here again, sort of thing.
Could you give me a lore mind check? 5-1, please.
I can, if I remember how to
Hey,
roll.
Danny.
Yes.
Welcome to the stream.
Hey.
One success.
One success. Excellent. So, I think, Namys, you would know a little bit about the structure of the Undercity, and being a sort of lifelong resident of Brightspear, so to speak, and also a magic user, you know that the Undercity is where, like, the original foundations of the city were built. So it was built by this ancient, long dead civilization called the Algoxians. And the Algoxians were known as wizards and warlocks. The extent of their magical power is not necessarily certain, and these twisting passages that you find down here, there's a lot of debate about whether or not those passages are like left over from some weird magical fallout, or it could be the fact that the previous residents of this city were the worshippers of Tzeentch. So there is a definite possibility that there is a chaotic element to it. That sort of explains why things seem slightly amiss. You know, gravity isn't quite working the right way, even here, and you're not that far in just yet.
Does it affect like how magic works at all? Is there any kind of effect to it? Does it go weird, or is it just like same?
It feels so. I think at this level, mechanically, there won't be a huge difference, but it will feel easier to tap into some of that energy, but also it'll feel more chaotic in the process. Not in a sort of chaos way, but like it is more wild down here.
Cool. Okay.
So Tidemaster's pretty good at sussing out cool magic stuff. What can I see in my magical spectrum?
Could you give me a channeling mind check? Go 5-2. Okay, so you've got 2 successes there, which is excellent. So, what you are starting to notice as we go further and further down, I think maybe you can see a little bit further than some of the others. You're able to like use your witchy sight to kind of peer into the darkness a little bit more. And you're already noticing that the dimensions of like the cardinal directions of up and down seem to mean less down here. You can see like droplets of rain almost like flowing upwards. It's very subtle at first and you wouldn't necessarily notice it. But as you get further and further down, you get a sense that there is some strange source of magical power beneath you somewhere, but it's very difficult to pinpoint exactly what it is. But as Shandos leads you down there, you find that he is following a path that you would be able to identify as well.
Okay, well, hey guys, there's a path. Should we start heading down it? Also, can anyone else see this really cool inverted rain? I'm a big fan.
I think when you point it out, it's not just inverted rain. It's like the few living creatures that you see down here, and there are like some roaches and spiders and things like that crawling around in the wreckage of the building. I imagine it's a bit like if you imagine the spiders are moving as though they're in reverse. And I know it's very difficult to tell with spiders because they can move whichever way they want, but it looks weird. It looks weird.
Can Tidemaster just like go up to Dendrhael, just put his arm around him, and just like pick off a little bit of that psychedelic fungus that grows under one of his armpits? Just
Sure.
Now is that?
Oh, just to spice things up a bit.
Sure, Dendrhael, do you have a problem with this?
No, not at all.
Cool.
I'm kind of used to it now.
We'll see how that works out later. We haven't got to Raz yet though.
Raz is probably not like massively comfortable. Like her comfort zone tends to be, broad open seas, where she can kind of see lots of things in quite far distance. So, but there's no way that she's not putting on a front. Like she absolutely wants everybody around her to know that she is confident and comfortable, and like is, I don't know, maybe succeeding. I don't know if you want me to roll.
Let's
like
figure it out. Yeah, no, I like it. Could you give me a guile mind check, please? 5-1.
You say 5-1.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Did I have a focus in that? Yes, I do have one focus in that.
Okay. Tell us what it looks like then.
I think at first it's like this sort of brief pause, as she sort of takes in her surroundings, but then she quickly composes herself and is sort of like, on noticing like the water says something along the lines of, there's a joke somewhere here about making everything around me wet, but I'm not going to stoop to those levels.
Excellent. Well, I think Shandos looks at side glance, and then let's get a move on.
I feel like Tidemaster's metabolism is quite high, and the shrooms are kicking in, and he's really he's quite into this inverted rain. He's really enjoying the inverted rain.
It is a little bit like a Pink Floyd album cover. So yeah, that's the way we're going. So, as you progress further and further down, you notice that the architecture around you begins to change. The walls are no longer squalid brick, but now scum-coloured marble. Sorry. Statues of strange creatures tower above you, and you come to a vast ravine with a very, very large bridge. Shandos, who is just ahead of you, about here, stops you, holds up his hand, and says, "Wait, something's not right." What do you do?
I stop and I wait, and I peer into the dark as far as I can.
Cool.
Raz's cutlasses are already out. Like she's scanning for whatever's around.
Tidemaster's just like, you don't say.
Namys has like drawn her dagger and has kind of stepped into the shadow a little bit, but sort of defensively.
Okay. Dendrhael, could you give me a awareness mind check, please? 4-1.
That is going to be 5d6. Yep, that's 3 successes.
Wow. Okay, right. So you notice a couple of things. One, in roughly kind of the middle of this bridge that you're on right now, there appears to be like a statue of some sort. It's kind of difficult from this distance to see exactly what it is. But with your, I would say, your hunter's sense, you sense the presence of something beneath this bridge. And it is, as you look down the side, it is this strange chittering creature which is flowing just beneath the surface, but it's almost gliding through the purple air beneath the bridge.
Almost like a giant centipede or millipede type thing.
Yeah. Very slowly making its way underneath the bridge.
Dendrhael's seen a lot of creepy crawlies in his time, and he's probably got more than his fair share in his moss, but probably the biggest one he's seen.
Shandos says, "That statue is new."
I think. What is this? Can you describe the statue to us? What does it look like?
Well, from this distance, it's not very easy to see. It appears to be kind of like a kneeling armored figure, but from your current distance, it's quite hard to tell.
Are we certain that this is actually a statue?
You're more than welcome to go investigate it if you'd like.
Yeah, Raz is gonna saunter over there and sort of, I guess, go to about here.
You should be able to move your token. Can you not?
Oh, cool. Yes, I can. Yeah. And does that bring it into focus?
On the stream.
Could you give me a awareness mind check, please? 5-1.
Yes.
Oh, that's one success, at least. As you get closer, you realise that this is definitely not a statue. This appears to be an armoured figure of some sort, but it is completely still.
Raz is gonna call out to it and say, "Hi there. We're just gonna scooch on past if that's all right." It's just gonna start sort of edging her way slowly closer, and kind of look back at everybody else, who I imagine are just sort of like stood there, unless anybody's following.
What's everyone else doing?
Namys is like ready to cast arcane bolt as soon as this thing moves, if it moves towards Raz. That's what she's doing. She's kind of hanging back, like slowly creeping forward, but is ready to cast arcane bolt.
I think Tidemaster is ready to cast the efficacy spell, but it's more of like a loving efficacy.
Like a sort of supportive.
It's a loving efficacy. Well, I mean, it's still going to have the same effect, but Tidemaster thinks that it's a loving efficacy.
Okay. And Dendrhael?
Dendrhael's probably going to move up into this sort of area to get some cover from the what I'm guessing is like a pillar to the side here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's going to string his bow ready, just in case.
Okay. So, I'd like everyone to give me an awareness mind check, please. 5-2.
Oh. Nope.
Also no from me.
I got 3 successes.
I think
Hey.
it's just you, Ariana.
Just you. Excellent.
Yeah, I didn't.
So, Tidemaster, as you're kind of gooching along the side of the bridge right here, you hear like a very, very vague, very slight chittering noise, like a. Raz, as you get closer to this statue-like figure in the middle, you realize that it is not a human. It is, in fact, the armored figure of a Stormcast Eternal. Its maroon armor is entirely covered in thick, greasy webs.
Oh, that's not very cash money. I don't think Raz says that. I don't think that's a phrase in the Warhammer universe. Correct me if
No,
I'm
I
wrong.
think that's exactly what Raz says.
Raz
That-
Raz
that's
is
not
just
very
caught in that
cash
phrase.
booty.
I didn't
Oh
expect
my
you to
God.
say that at all.
Yeah, no, I like Ariana's. I think Raz is like, oh, that's not very cash booty at all. Hey, I think we're in trouble. Is what Raz shouts back to everybody else.
Hearing that, Dendrhael's going to fire his bow at it.
Okay. Could you give me an attack roll, please? The body's defense is good. So, what is your attack?
66. Oh, my attack, sorry, is good.
So it will be difficulty of 4.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 successes and a focus, making it 4 successes.
Okay, so this suit of armor is smashed over, and the sort of, as it hits the floor, the helmet of the armor kind of topples over, and there is the remnants of a Stormcast Eternal skeleton inside, a kind of charred, blackened skeleton, but the sound of the chittering gets louder and louder still. And in this moment, you see creatures emerging from the side of the bridge, one immediately next to you. These strange spider-like creatures are... did I get a picture of them? I cannot find it if I did. So, they're big fire spiders, basically. and they're crawling up around the side. Their mandibles are like caked in lava. And we are going to, for the first time in this little campaign so far, we're going to roll some initiative.
Woo!
Which means basically you all just decide where you're going to go, I think. I think you've all got the same initiative, so...
We do, yeah.
Basically, yeah, just let me just delete everyone from it. And I'll add you all back in.
Do we have zones for this battle?
We do. Let me just get it up. So, the zone is here. Can everyone see that now?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind going last out of the four of us because I've just started the combat, if that makes sense. I've like had my first round.
I mean, my first thing is going to be to cast the Efficacy, but it's not going to be lovely. It's going to be mean. And that's going to slow them down immediately, so that will help everyone. So yeah, I'm happy to go first.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So yeah, so I cast.
Wait.
Oh.
Here.
Oh.
So it's going Tidemaster, and then is it Namys or Raz after that?
I don't mind deferring mine because I don't have any utility support anymore, so I'm just gonna be up close and personal.
No, I'll go next then. That's cool.
Okay, so first of all, these fire hunters, which is the name of these strange spiders. This one lurches up over the bridge and is going to do an attack at Tidemaster. What is your defense, Tidemaster?
Not good. It is poor.
It is poor. Okay, so
look, at what point do we get to improve these stats?
If you start fulfilling some of your goals, then that can have a good knock-on effect. It is possibly going to be a little while. So they are one of
Ariana's short-term goals was to be bitten by a fire hunter, though. So
yeah, exactly.
It got 2 hits on you, which means do you have any armor at all?
I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, I've got some Azure Scales, which is light armor.
Okay, so this creature has got piercing, which means it has a sharp point. Don't know if it has any mechanical effect, but so it counts as light armor, so I believe that decreases your damage by 1.
So I take 1 damage.
Yes, you take 1 damage. Yeah.
So my toughness goes down to 6.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Cool.
This second one is gonna chitter its way over and is going to attack Namys up here. What is Namys's defense?
Which one is defense?
It is.
It's the shieldy looking one.
Shieldy bit.
Is it the last column?
Yeah.
One. It's 4. It's 4.
4. Okay, so
Yeah.
3 or more against. That is 2 successes, which means that's 2 hits, unless you have any armor as well.
Hang on. I have 1. I've got 1 in the armor. I don't know what that means. I've got number 1.
I think that means your score goes down by 1, so you take 1 point of damage.
Okay, and is that taken off my toughness first?
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So these 2 up here are gonna their way onto the platform. They are going to spit. This one right here is going to spit fire at our friend.
I just imagine it starts rapping.
What is Raz's defense?
Raz's defense is average.
Average. Okay, that's better. it gets 2 hits on you, which means it does 3 damage. How much armor have you got?
I have 2 armor.
Okay, so here's the fun thing. Then that means it does 1 damage.
Oh, that's nice. I
Yeah.
can take that.
And this one right here that was just here, it kind of crouches itself down into the floor and it starts to kind of secrete flame onto the strange glossy webs that occupy this entire zone. So now this whole section right here is covered in fire, which we'll put a little thingy on right here.
It's a good thing you got a water sorcerer in your party, eh?
Well, that might be handy in a second. This one right here, this second one is going to come down and is going to just leap at Raz. Your armor, you said, was good?
My defense is average, and
Defense
I
is
have armor
average.
of 2.
Okay, so this one leaps at you. It does a hit, but not enough to get through your armor. What does that look like?
I think it like lunges at Raz, and she just sort of like parries it away with one of her cutlasses.
Excellent. Cool. So, next up in the order, we have got Tidemaster. What are you going to do?
Signature move, gonna cast Summon Efficacy. I'm gonna cast it in the zone that I'm currently in.
Mm-hmm. So, Summon Efficacy is...
It's 6-1, but I've got 2 focus points, so I can raise the 5 to 1 at least. So that is a success.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm imagining it as like, so we're on a bridge, right? So I just like flick my arms like that, and water comes up and pours up over from underneath.
Oh,
over
I
the
like
bridge.
it. I like it. Yeah.
And just fills the zone that we're in.
Excellent. So now, for all the other creatures within it, it's going to be treated as difficult terrain, except presumably for your party.
For my pals, yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. And yeah.
And you've got your point of metal, remember? So with your metal, you
Indeed.
can basically do 2 things every turn.
So what I want to do is be able to I want to put Efficacy in zone 2 as well, because it's all on fire, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So can I do some sort of combination of Arcane Wave and Summon Efficacy to go into the next zone?
Summon Efficacy works with the zone that you're currently in.
Yeah.
So you'd have to move into that zone, which you can do with you've got a move action as well.
Okay.
If you wanted to kind of wash forward with you.
No, I think it's better if I attack some of these beasties. So I've got one on me, don't I?
There's one like right next to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Creature in zone. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna cast Arcane Wave, which is an attack on all of the enemies in one zone.
Each creature in your zone. Oh yeah. Do you want to roll to see if you succeed? It is a 5-1 channeling.
And I've got 2 focus points, so that's 3 successes.
4 successes.
4?
Because you've got.
Is it?
It's a 5. You need 1. You need 5 to
5-1.
succeed.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. So 4 successes.
Okay, right. So a wave of arcane energy erupts from out you. Each creature in the zone must make a 4S body might check. On a failure, it's not prone and suffers 1 damage. Okay, let's have a look. So body is that. Their might is not great, so we will see how well they have to get better than 4 successes. They get 2 successes, which means all of these creatures are knocked prone and suffer 1 damage. But each additional success increases damage by 1, which means they suffer 3 damage, I guess. Or 4 damage, because you got 4 successes. Wow, what does that look like?
So, the arcane wave, so the Ethicee has now filled the area, and waves kind of crash up and engulf each of the dudes, the fire
Excellent.
Spiders.
Are you doing any moving, or are you going to stay where you are?
Oh yeah, I'm doing like...
Oh, but you're just moving around the zone.
Actual movement!
No, I like the idea of you doing a water dance. That's fine.
Well, yeah, of course I'm doing a water dance. Am I doing movement? Yes. No, I will. I think... Wait, has that just damaged them, or has it killed them?
Oh, they're still alive.
They're still alive.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I won't move then.
Okay, cool. Namys is up next.
Winning.
Cool. So Namys is going to
Welcome to the stream, Pentagon.
cast, or try to cast, Arcane Bolt on this spider thingy next to her.
Mhm.
So that is a mind channeling.
It is, yeah. Difficulty
Yeah.
4-1.
Okay. Cool. That is 2 successes. So it does 2 points of damage, I think.
It only does 1 point of damage, unfortunately, because it's sort of armored chitinous hide. But how many? Wait, hold on. Yes, 2 successes. So
2
yeah,
successes.
it is.
Yeah, so normally it would do 2 points of damage, but
Got ya. Yeah, you've blasted off like a huge chunk of its armor though.
okay. And then I'd like to use my point of metal to just do that again on the same one.
Go for it.
Okay.
Metal.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. 3 successes that time.
Nice
That's what
one.
happens.
Oh,
He's a golem.
great. Okay. Yeah. So it's just Namys's magic is like dark and shadowy. We've said before. So it's just like a bolt of like shadow, like a comet but made of shadow. And it just like pushes the thing over the side of this ravine, and it just goes chittering down. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool, okay.
Big like plume of terrible fiery smoke is
Yes,
leading out of it.
yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
Do I want to move at all? So up here, this is on fire now.
Yeah, so this whole area
Right.
is now considered to be a major hazard, which means that when a creature enters the hazard for the first time or starts its turn there, it takes 3 damage.
Right. Okay.
Big oof.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that Stormcast is still alive or not.
Didn't look alive when
Wasn't it
Didn't
a
look alive.
skeleton, wasn't it?
Was it skeleton? Sorry, I missed that. Okay, cool. That's fine then. No, now I'm just gonna stay where she is then. She doesn't want to go into fire.
Point of Warhammer lore. I'm not entirely sure if Stormcast tunnels have skeletons, so we're just going on a punt that they
Okay.
do.
That's fine.
They're clearly not alive. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's now canon, sod it.
I like it.
Cool, okay.
Skeleton's like made of brass or something.
Yeah, or I guess so. I don't really know. They're made of lightning, so it's kind of tricky.
It's your game, do what you want.
You're right. They've got skeletons. They've got like ashy, cindery skeletons. At least this one does, because they have been burnt to a cinder. Namys, if you're done, Raz is up next.
Yeah, I'm done, yeah.
Cool. Raz is gonna go after this fella here.
Mhm.
Raz doesn't have any fancy spells. She's gonna go in straight for a melee attack.
Excellent.
Hey,
Okay.
Insomniac.
The Fire Hunter's defense is average.
So my melee score is good, but I have a talent called Relentless Assault, which makes my melee 1 step higher when I'm dual wielding, which I am. So does that talent apply automatically?
Yeah, I guess so.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess my my melee is great in that case.
Yeah. So that is really cool. So that means you are 2 levels higher than the opponent, which means then you need to get difficulty of 2.
Cool. And then I also have ambidextrous, where I get to add an extra d6 to my pool when I'm dual wielding.
Nice.
So I think that means that I get to roll 6 d6s.
Okay, go for it. Yeah,
Cool.
go for it.
Okay. Oh, I don't have enough. Advanced dice roller. 6
Turn my light on 1 sec.
d6. Roll.
Oof.
Okay. So how many
Yeah.
focus have you got, please?
I think I have 1. I've got 1 focus for weapon skills.
That is 1, 2, 3. Well, you need 2s or higher, so that's 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4,
5. It's all
5,
6.
It's all of them.
It's all of them.
In that case, tell me how it happens.
Oh, cool. Okay. I think it happens like in the moments after it lunged at her in the first instance.
Mhm.
Like I think that parry like led instantly into like I'd like to imagine that she was holding like the sword in like a normal as how you would hold a normal sword, but then like flipped it around so it was like back grip and just like skewered it as she kind of stabbed downwards.
Awesome. That's your first
And is
action.
yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. And is gonna shout at the same time. I'll have you know that I'm the hottest thing on this bridge.
Never change. Never change.
I feel
I
like
won't.
Tidemaster hears this and just shouts, "Yes, Queen!"
Raz is gonna do a finger snap as well.
That's a free
so-
action. Finger
It's a
snapping
free
is a free
action,
action.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have used that as my action if it was necessary.
Well, you've actually got your metal point, so you can do another action.
Yes. So this one over here is in the hazardous terrain, the major
Yep.
hazard. I don't really want to go over there. I'm okay to move over to this one in theory.
Yeah.
Cool. So
You can move around in your zone for free, basically.
Cool. So yeah, Raz moves over there. There's going to be some flavour to the movement depending on what happens next. But she's going to attack this one here. So I imagine it's the same again, right?
Yeah. Presume so.
Cool. That's another 6 successes.
It's another tell me how it happens.
So Raz isn't just gonna sort of walk kind of like down here. She's gonna like run to the sort of edge of the. I imagine is there like guards or like some sort of wall?
Yeah. I think there's
Along
a
the edge of the bridge.
crumbling wall.
Yeah. She's gonna run along that wall, and I think she's just gonna kick it. She's just gonna kick it off the. Or maybe like, she kicks it up into the air and like skewers it on her sword, and then
Ooh.
like flings it down. I think that's
Very
what's
cool.
gonna happen.
At this point, Tidemaster's just like, "I softened them up for you."
Right.
Ooh. I appear to have lost everybody.
Oh.
Oh no,
okay,
we're back.
Oh,
We're back.
oh, we're back.
Okay, we're cool. We're cool.
Carry on.
Hi.
Gave me time to like think of a witty thing to say, but I couldn't think of anything. So she's just gonna give Tidemaster a wink and be like, "Don't worry, babes, I know." And that's it. That's my turn.
And we're just like secretly, teamwork.
It makes the dream work.
Okay. Dendrhael.
Dendrhael, seeing Raz come leaping over, is going to duck underneath and step out this way. And seeing this one get catapulted into the ravine, he's just going to sort of smile and shrug, put away his little repeater handbow that he had taken out ready to deal with it, and take his attack at this one.
Cool. Go for it. Defense is average.
Attack is good. And,
So you're one level higher.
Yep, and I believe I've got piercing on this as well. So what was that? I'm one level higher. I need 3s or higher. So I've got 5 successes on this one. So it's 5 + 1 damage.
Okay. So it is almost completely dead, I think. I'm just going to check that piercing doesn't do anything more than as a sharp point, which is how it's described in the start set.
This trait has no effect by itself. There we go. Is useful for other talents. Very well.
Well, I guess if you had like a weapon that was piercing or something like that. So you do a very impressive amount of damage in one shot. Doesn't quite kill it though. It is still standard.
I watch it get sort of severely impaled by this enormous branch of an arrow, and sort of scrabble its way back up, and I sort of cock my head to the side like, what? I'm going to fire again.
Go for it.
That is 4 successes plus
That one
1.
takes him out.
Cool. And
How it happens.
he's going to sort of skitter towards me and jump, and I'm going to sort of shoot it. It goes straight down through its mandibles, sort of lodge somewhere in its throat, and launch it back this way somewhere.
Excellent. It is sent skittering off into the thing, and congratulations, you've defeated all of the Firehunter spiders.
Easy, mate.
Yeah.
With
I
that,
don't know if it's appropriate, but the
Yeah.
hunter goes. Oh, that was a bad
say
time
that.
to take a drink. That was a bad time to take a drink.
there will be more.
It
of
is
that.
always appropriate.
A spider's capable of making that noise.
According to the documentary Arachnophobia, they go like, which is what I imagine they.
I don't know about anybody else, but I watched the film Arachnophobia in Year 9 biology, which was, of course,
What?
very relevant.
You did go to school in Wales, though, Emma. So you know.
Yeah, you're right. I did do that. They took it as gospel.
Amazing. So
We
And next
genuinely
week we
watched
have-
Godzilla to learn about radiation. Like that's a thing that happened in our physics class.
I think maybe
It's
just
so
lazy
worrying.
teachers.
So worried about what you watched for sex ed.
Look, it was a
Oh,
shitty
God.
comprehensive school in the middle of nowhere. Like, what do you expect?
Well, let's continue before we delve into that subject too much. So, the major hazard that was occupying the zone over here has diminished and sort of settled out now, leaving just a sort of a tarry black crust over this entire area. Shandos kind of peers forward and says, "You should make a
Damn
move. There'll be more of them soon." What was Shandos' voice? He was a Bromie, wasn't he? We'll try that again.
Yeah.
We should make a move. There'll be more of them soon.
Worse.
No, I like the Brummy accent. Keep
no,
it
it's
up.
very, very good. It's
All
very,
of
very
my
good.
peasant characters are Bromie. So I can't help it.
It was a very good Brummy accent, if there is such
What
a
would you
thing.
like to do?
Uh,
Continue on. Hurry down the bridge, I think.
What's the deal with that?
I don't damn
the
it.
Stormcast shell thing.
Would you like to go have a look at it?
Yeah, can I just go and have a prod?
Yeah, sure thing. Could you give me an awareness mind check, please? 5-1.
Yes.
Whilst he's doing that, Dendrhael's going to send his Quiverling to go and scatter around and pick up all his arrows.
Cool. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Look at the wee man go.
Yeah.
Hey, Dendrhael, does he have a name?
I've never needed to give him one.
Right, team.
Sorry, 1 second.
I've never needed to give him one.
There we go.
That needs to change. So, and as you get a bit closer to the Stormcast Eternal, you realise that its armour is not the same as the ones that you've seen within the city, right? So actually, as you get closer, you realise that the armour is the colour of ash. It's sort of very dark grey. So it is not part of the same army as the Stormcast that are protecting the city.
Right.
It's also carrying a Questor Warblade and 40 drops of Agua Garanis.
Well,
Fancy.
we take that. We take the money.
You want to take the sword as well?
Yeah.
Sorry, can you repeat what sword it was?
It's a Questor Warblade. It
No.
counts as a sword.
Oh, I don't have any swords. I've only got a staff. Can I take the sword?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Sick.
go for it.
Sick. Okay. What,
I got 2. I got more swords than I need, you know?
It's an intricately carved Stormcast sword. So
Yeah, that sounds.
the hilt of it has got lightning bolts etching up the side.
Yeah. Tidemaster's into this, right? So what should I write down?
Questor Warblade brackets sword.
Questor Warblade.
Dendrhael's just going to sort of gesture to the remaining pile of ashes and what Dendrhael assumes to be a skeleton, and just sort of ask,
Do we need this?
Shandos is looking over the body and he says, "Doesn't make much sense. The Stormcast in the city are the Celestial Warbringers. That's the name of their band, or whatever you call it. But this one's from the Anvils of Heldenhammer. There's no reason for them to be separated from their storm hosts. What were they doing down here?"
Can I have a looky in which site?
Yeah, sure. Can you give me a channeling mind check?
Oh wait, channeling mind check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
that's a good roll.
And remember
Okay.
that both of those 5s become 6s.
Okay, so, as you peer into the witch site at this dead Stormcast, you find something about it that feels oddly similar to yourself, and that is, you think that this Stormcast was involved in a binding. Obviously, Stormcast can't be a part of a binding, but it has very similar feeling about it.
Is it someone we know, Luke?
No. Rayless
So just-
wasn't
yeah.
an Anvils of the Heldenhammer.
Okay. So just, it feels familiar.
Yeah.
And that's all I can tell.
Mhm.
Okay. Can I just very wistfully say, something feels familiar?
Certainly. What would
Well, there we go.
Namys, Raz, and Dendrhael like to do? Well, Dendrhael's sending you a little fella. Shit, really. Get everything up.
I think Ramrus is quite impatient to move on, but as she walks past the Stormcast Eternal, she'll also have a look at it to see if there's anything that she recognises about it, anything different, that kind of thing.
Okay. Could you give me a lore mind check, please?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
5-2.
Still not caught up on sleep from all this heat.
No, I can't, unfortunately.
Other than what was mentioned before, that this is definitely not the storm host that is in the city. So it's unusual. Yeah. It's unusual to see like Stormcast away from their storm host without some sort of strange reason.
Okay, all right.
Is it worth Raz doing an investigation as well?
What sort of thing would Raz be trying to figure out?
Potentially whether or not she knows anything about that specific kind of Stormcast. I've got like the collective term for it. I know you just said it.
Stormhost.
Stormhost.
Mm-hmm.
Whether she might have like come across them like whilst pirating.
Yeah, can you give me
maybe looking like for orders, like if there's like a written note or a mission that has been given to this Stormcast.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay. Could you give me a lore mind check, 5-2, please?
Yeah.
So, the only thing you know about the Anvils of the Heldenhammer is that they are not native to Akshi. They're not from this realm at all. They spend a lot more of their time in Gairan and Azir as well, but they are not local to here. This Stormcast is a very long way from home.
So if the Stormcast isn't welcome here, that Stormcast must have come through a realm gate.
Yes, but
right.
You can't really tell how long they've been here for.
Okay.
Ariana is being accosted by kittens.
Shandos starts to move towards the end of the bridge and says, "We should move on before more of them arrive."
Yeah, Raz follows.
Yeah, Namys is quite impatient to get going again as well.
Okay. So.
Tidemaster just rides the remnants of the Ethicene. Just glides over.
Excellent.
Seeing that everyone is now done with this, Dendrhael's going to sort of brush the body off the side of the bridge with his foot. Get it out of the way.
Bad juju.
Exactly. And then
Excellent.
follow along behind.
Cool. So, you continue further through the Undercity. Things are looking increasingly strange at this point. And Shandos suggests that it would be better to continue more cautiously. He says, "Look, I'm happy to navigate as we go forward, obviously. But if more of those things come, then we're going to be in trouble. I suggest one of us maybe should become a point guard, I suppose, checking areas, going first into rooms potentially full of creatures, and then one of us will need to keep an eye on our backs and make sure that no one's sneaking up on us."
This might be metagaming, but I'm not sure. But who is the toughest of all of us?
I feel like Dendrhael, but I'm not sure if that's actually true.
Dendrhael has 8 toughness and 2 armor.
Yeah,
And
that
has-
feels quite tough.
And has good defenses.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
I'm
quite
gonna be right back.
sneaky. Okay, I'm quite sneaky. I have training, a point of training and a point of focus in stealth. So like, I could try and sneak ahead and get a look at myself in some way.
I see.
So I could do that rather than like we send someone, tough in. We send someone sneaky in.
Yeah.
I don't mind holding the rear, making sure we're safe from behind. And I'm tall
Yeah.
enough to shoot over everybody, so if we do get attacked from the front, that's not a problem either.
It's very true. Okay, cool.
that's me.
Okay. So, first of all, the navigator will do a bit of a check to see. Okay. So, as you're being led further through the sort of Undercity, things again start to look increasingly strange. You start to see strange sculptures on the walls depicting people that appear to be trapped in some sort of casket, I suppose. But it's very difficult to figure out exactly what it is. Dendrhael, would you be able to make a body stealth test for me? It's going to be a 4-2.
Just make it.
Okay.
2
so
successes.
how is Dendrhael covering the path that you're going?
As we're walking along in a big group, and he's sort of at the back of the group, he's trailing the long tendrils and strands of moss along his arms, sort of behind them, and sort of brushing the path, trying to get the dust up in the air again so it can resettle where it was before.
Excellent, excellent. You are taken through further halls. They're sort of high up and also infinitely down low as well. And Shandos is sort of weaving and ducking in between all of these ways. Point guard, would you be able to give me a 4-2 check? It is going to be a mind survival check, please.
Who's giving you that?
I think who said they were going to be doing point guard? Did you say?
Is that going forward? That's
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So yeah, okay, mind survival. Okay.
Or you could, I guess you could do body stealth if you wanted to do it sneaky like.
I think I'm having said that I'm good at stealth, I forgot that I'm really bad at body in general. So
Okay.
I'm actually gonna stick with the
Okay.
survival one. What was the thing?
It was
For
4-2. So
no,
I believe that's a failure,
that
unfortunately.
is a failure. That's so sad.
So you're a little bit further ahead, and you hear in the distance sounds of voices, but as you get closer still, it almost reacting to your presence, they vanish.
Ooh, don't like that. Okay. Now I'm just gonna go back to the group and explain what she heard. And so, shall we continue?
Chando says, I think this way. And Shandos takes you down through one of the sort of side chambers, and down a kind of like a hidden, a sort of strange hidden stairway, and brings you into a room. It's the first of these sort of what you would consider to be like purpose rooms that you've encountered since here. In the middle of this room is a large slab. It's big enough to hold a casket-like device. Inside the casket, you see there are a series of needles, probes, hoses, machinery, and little plates etched with all sorts of arcane runes.
Kinky.
Well, and around this slab, up into the walls, are more of these caskets. There's probably about 7 or 8 of them, and they're all lined up. The one in front of you is open, and you can see all of these like needles and things like that. The ones on the walls around you are closed.
How high up on the walls are they?
They're just a couple of feet up.
Okay. Dendrhael kind of wants to pull one open.
Okay. So, Dendrhael heads over to one of them. What's the process? How are you doing it? Are you doing it like roughly or?
He's going to look around the edges of the casket to see if there's some sort of obvious release mechanism first, and failing that, he's going to try and rip the top off.
So what you see is that in the center of the casket, the sealed caskets on the walls, there's like a button in the middle, which looks like it could be pushable.
He's going to take a couple of steps back and then push the button with the end of his great bow.
The casket hisses open, and a desiccated corpse slumps forward.
Anybody know who this is?
Rosarium says, Shando says, I do. He was a merchant, an out-of-towner, but Ono was his name. He went missing weeks ago. We thought he'd got exploring down here, but why would he be in there?
Just how desecrated is this corpse?
So it looks as though it has been drained. It is almost skeletal.
If we can find this place on the way back out, we should probably take his body to his family.
How?
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, go on. I was going to say, how many other caskets are there just around the room?
That's also was going to be my question.
Yeah.
There are 5 more caskets around the room.
Should we just open all of them up? We all take one.
How does Shando look? Is he like shaken? Very shaken. Okay.
This is a scary thing for him to witness. Yeah.
Okay, I think Namys might be like, because she also wants to open the other caskets, but she might just be like, we're gonna open the others.
Loot boxes.
Like, we're gonna open the others, just so you know, kind of thing. Ignoring anything else anyone else says.
Shando says, I'm gonna leave. I'm not being here when you do that.
Okay,
Don't stray too far.
Do we want our guide to be wandering off? Look, things might be grim in here, but you're safer here than you are anywhere else.
why don't you just go stand like facing a wall or something?
I'll just be outside the door.
We need to identify the bodies. Kind of important.
Yeah, it seems like only you know who these people might be, so... maybe we carefully take them out of the caskets and line them up for you, perhaps, so it's a bit less body slams out of wall onto floor.
I definitely feel comforted when all of the bodies are lined up. I don't know about you, but...
I think Namys might just be like, look, I'll go stand by the door with Shando. You guys go do what you need to do with the caskets, and then we'll get him back in a little while and let him have a break, kind of thing.
Sure.
Okay.
You're being really nice for a scary witch elf.
I just know how people work, and no one is good no one does good work when they've just had a traumatic thing happen to them a second ago.
Ah.
So I'm just gonna.
That's
Nice
the
one.
utilitarian I know and love.
Sandoz is if anything, slightly more scared over hearing that.
Norris doesn't really mind. She's just like, she knows this. That's not a good thing to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, if he wants to go outside the room, that's fine. But I'm gonna stay so he's still in my eyesight, basically.
Okay, cool. So you're each going to one of the caskets then.
Yep.
Okay. Who's gonna open first, or are you gonna do them all at the same time?
All at the same time. Boom.
Done.
Okay, so like a 3, 2, 1. How are you counting down? How are you communicating this?
There's no way to make this like good, you know.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be
I like to
horrific.
think that maybe Raz or Tidemaster's like, okay, on 3, 1, 2, and Dendrhael's already pressed the button.
Guys, what's the big deal? Just fucking, let's just open the caskets. Like,
So,
we already know what's gonna be in there. It's dead bodies.
as Tidemaster says this, places his hand on the casket.
No, staff.
Staff on the casket. It hisses open, and a
Aww.
Oh, look at those guys.
bursting forth from specifically Tidemaster's one is a ghostly skeletal beast, and it launches itself right at you, and it's going to go for a melee attack right off the cuff.
Look at
is
it.
Just
gonna-
go.
yeah,
"Ah!"
Living in the moment, not a phone in sight.
Precisely.
It's going to do 2 damage.
Okay. Do we have any healers in the party?
Not
Well,
anymore.
remember, your toughness regenerates, everyone. So
Yeah.
actually, your toughness is back
Oh.
up to like 7 or whatever it was.
Oh,
So
right,
that-
okay.
no, yeah.
Okay.
And this creature is like, and it is wrapping its fingers, and there are chains dangling from its side, right next to you. What do you do?
I mean,
I think you stab it with your staff. Get it with your staff or something.
I was about to say, I've just acquired a pretty snazzy sword, haven't I? Not that I have much training in sword play. What can I do? What can I do with it?
You can hit with it if you'd like to try. What is your melee?
It's weapon skill, isn't it?
Yeah, your weapon skill. The little hammer.
Yeah, I don't have any of that.
It should say average or poor or
Oh, poor.
poor. Okay. So your melee attack is your body and your weapon skill.
So, 2.
Okay, you've got to roll 2 dice, and if your weapon skill is poor against average, then you've got to get 5s.
You can do this.
Fuck.
You can't do this.
I can't do this.
Swing and a miss as the creature is bearing down upon you. It's like you can feel like it's like hot undead breath, and it is straight over you. Who's going next?
I feel like Raz would be leaping in that pretty quickly.
Okay.
But happy to defer if other people want to go next.
Did Raz press the button first?
Did we do the countdown?
No, I feel like we were doing an uncoordinated countdown. And so I
I feel like you guys were being a bit more tentative, and I was just like, "Come on, guys! Well, let's just get stuck in there. It's just gonna be more dead bodies, isn't it?" And so mine's open first. You guys haven't opened yours yet. I'd say that's the way it's gone.
Unless you think that Ras did.
Unless
I mean,
Raz-
if anybody would have pushed it, like Raz would have been the.
would you have done?
What would Raz have done?
I think if there was sufficient chance between Tidecaster saying the thing and pushing the button, and the thing coming out of it, Raz would also have pushed it in the meantime.
Okay.
If there was like enough of a delay, otherwise she wouldn't have done.
Wasn't it pretty instant that he popped out?
Well, there was a little hiss, wasn't there, of the door opening?
That was the hiss. Yeah.
There was
So
like
I
a
feel like
hiss.
maybe in the hiss.
So,
Yeah.
Raz, behind you, the one that I guess you probably pressed it and then turned at the sound of that.
Oh no.
You hear behind you a thud of a body hitting the floor. What do you do?
I think I'm distracted by the chain rasp.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with the thud on the floor, I think she's gonna whip her head around to see what that noise was.
Okay, so as you turn around, you see the still quite lean and muscular, but definitely dead body of a Fire Slayer dwarf.
Okay.
His red hair has almost completely turned a sort of coppery white.
Okay. So yeah, she's gonna see that and then instantly move to make an attack against the chain rasp.
Okay, go for it.
Get the
Chain
advance.
Rasp's defense is poor.
And my melee, because I'm still dual wielding, is great.
Okay, so you're 2 steps higher, so it's going to be 2s to hit. 1, 2, 3,
yeah,
4, 5 hits.
And I have focus, so that's all 6 of them.
6 hits. So, funny thing happens. As you attack, you can feel your attacks hitting, but the Chain Rasp is essentially a sort of ghost. So, a lot of your your hits seem to be just sort of passing through its like grey, wispy robe, and your blade is getting caught up in its rattling chains, and it looks up at you. What do you do?
All this ain't good.
I say, I know I've said I've liked chains in the past, but this isn't what I meant. There's not really much I can do, I feel. But Raz is not massively versatile in terms of things that she can do. I mean, she's just
So you've always got options. So you can use your metal obviously to do like a cold shot where you attack specific body parts. You can defend, you can dodge, you can get out of there. You can try and grapple. You can also try and help another person. You can improvise if there's anything else you want to do. And also you can try and run away or anything else really, or shove it away or whatever you want.
How come I couldn't use my metal? Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry.
How come I wasn't...
That's because I completely forgot about it. Sorry, that's my fault. Would you like to use your metal now?
Yeah, because, like, honestly, I don't think the Tidemaster's instant response would have been to use a sword, because he's not used to using a sword. Can I, like, retroactively just, like, cast arcane bolts?
I think I still like the idea of your first reaction being like, ah, like that. But then, yeah, definitely go for an arcane bolt.
Can it be, and...
Bang. Sure.
Cool, okay. So that's gonna be... And it's hits on 4. It's 4-1.
No.
So that's two hits. So I can raise the 3. Cool.
So that means I'd like you to tell me how it happens.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of a joint thing between you and Raz, though, at this point.
Yeah, teamwork. So the bolt, as you can imagine. Oh, actually, you know what? The bolt somehow gets charged through the sword. So even though it's a swing and a miss, Tidemaster's jerk reaction to cast a spell just like sizzles through it and.
Excellent, excellent. And this chain rasp just falls to the floor in a pile of bone and chains.
Chains and bones, just what you like, Raz.
Chains and bones. Meanwhile, what are Namys and Dendrhael doing in this moment?
Namys was keeping an eye on Shando.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like,
I think at this point, Shando has like definitely got out of this room.
Yeah, that's like she's like. I imagine that she is standing by one of the caskets, but like the one nearest the door, and is kind of like leaning, like looking at Shando, and has the reason that she didn't also open her casket then was that she was still kind of looking to see if he was just going to immediately run off, and then would have turned around, quickly opened it, and then looked back, sort of thing. She's kind of like a parent watching a child, like just continually looking at them.
Excellent. And Dendrhael?
Dendrhael, seeing what happened with the chain rasp, is just gonna go. And then push the button on the one next to him.
Okay, so this one hisses open as well. The body inside this particular casket, while certainly from the outside at least dead, looks much more new and fresh than the other ones. It is a Lumineth elf, which is kind of the Age of Sigmar version of a high elf. They're wearing a long white tabard and sort of ivory-coloured armour all over their person. The armour itself has like buckled and rippled and broken with all of the needles and things like that are in it, and the Lumineth is like slumped down like this.
Or just held in place by the needles and the chains and whatever.
That's right.
Or the tubes, rather, not chains.
Mm-hmm.
Is now a good time for a pee break?
Sure, why not?
In game or?
Yeah, obviously.
All right.
This is Tidemaster speaking. No, I.
Cool. Do you have a quick
Cool.
break there, folks?
Yeah, go on. Call it like a couple minutes, 5 minutes tops, maybe. I don't know.
See you in 5
Whatever.
minutes, folks.
In 5 minutes.
See you in a bit. Bye.
And we're back.
Hey, fantastic. So, before we left off, our band of Soulbound had discovered a Lumineth Realm Lord in one of these caskets with crumpled ivory-coloured armour. What would you like to do?
Can Raz go and have a look-see and have a bit of an examine?
Yeah, what are you looking for in particular?
I think she's gonna see if it had anything, if it has any relation to the Stormcast Eternal that we found.
Okay.
And if there's anything that might connect the two of them.
Could you use an intuition mind check, please? 5-1.
Careful. This one is still juicy.
That's a bit disrespectful, Dendrhael, don't you think?
You just shot one.
Oh, okay. That's 2 very good successes.
She's intuitive.
Yeah. So straight away, you can tell that firstly, this Realm Lord is similar to the Stormcast you encountered before, a long way from home. But secondly, this Lumineth is a Soulbound. 100%.
I think they were all bound together.
I was gonna say, yeah. Are they all part of the same binding?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, seems that way.
Why don't you go look at one of the other ones and see if you can tell?
So one of the other bodies that fell out was a Fire Slayer,
Yeah.
sort of red-haired dwarf.
And then
By
there was the merchant as well.
by Dendrhael's count, that's 4 opened. There should still be 1 more left.
Oh, I was Y1. I didn't open mine. Yeah. Can I open mine with the end of my witch staff?
Give it a poke.
Yeah, give it a poke from a distance.
Yes, there is another hiss. This final one opens, and it is empty.
Oh.
Does that mean there was someone in it, and this is like, because you've seen them in various stages? Like, does it eventually just completely consume them, or?
Would you like to have a look and see what you see?
Sure.
Could you give me a? I think it's going to be a medicine mind check. A 5-1.
Got it.
Nice.
Just.
So it appears that this casket, the empty casket, is like fresh, but as you approach it and see, there is no like blood or residue or anything like that on it at all. It is almost suspiciously clean. But what you get the impression of is that it is like prepped for something. Like you could put something in it if you wanted to.
Yeah, Dendrhael's just going to sort of back away and be like, well, that's them opened.
Everyone else frozen as well.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, yay.
Raz.
Can we get our lovely guide back into the room?
Yes.
Yes.
Go and get.
Yeah.
We'll go and get him and say, there's no more merchants.
I mean, it's technically true.
It is.
Looks around the room and says, I've never seen anything like this before. This is different. These have never been here before.
What do you mean here before?
You must remember that the Undercity moves. The corridors are never the same 2 times in a row that, but I've been to this chamber and there's never people in any of these caskets. Someone's been putting them there.
When was the last time you were in this room specifically?
Must be 3 or 4 months ago.
Was there all of this weird medical shit here?
I never opened the caskets to look inside. I took the hint.
So there could have
So
been
you
some
don't-
insides.
I suppose so, yeah, but these look... I mean, he points down to the Fire Slayer and says, I recognize this one. I mean, not by name, but I'm surprised you don't... Well, a lot of these Fire Slayers look similar, don't they? But this is one of Braga's warband. He was in the bar that night when you went on your pub crawl.
Oh, so this is really recent then. This within the last few days.
Well, I think that was a couple of weeks back, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, that bar crawl was a couple of weeks back, but yeah. But he looks and says, but they're all different stages. Surely you saw that as well, but this elf, I've never seen a Lumineth. Well, I rarely see Lumineth in the city at all, but what was one doing down here?
Dendrhael's going to support the body of the Lumineth elf with like one hand and then sort of just roughly pull all of the tubes and stuff out of it and carefully lay it down on the ground. Or lay them down on the ground.
So as you do that, it seems like this is definitely a sort of warrior. There is the hint of a sort of once quite muscular body, but has long since been exsanguinated, I suppose. Around the Luminous neck is a rune on a necklace.
Do we recognise this rune?
Could you give me a law mind check, please? 6-1.
Oof. Nailed it.
Wow. Okay. That is very good. Okay, so this is a Lumineth rune of the mountain. It is essentially to aid spellcasters and things like that. Essentially, once per day, if you cast a spell while you're wearing this, you can choose to add 1 extra focus to any one of your spells, and then it kind of goes out for another day.
Dendrhael's going to sort of do that thing that you see in a lot of films where he's just going to sort of hold it by the finger, pull the chain, and it just comes away. And he's going to sort of prefer it to Tidemaster and Namys and go,
Either of you want this magical doohickey thing?
Yes.
Fight me for it.
Oh.
Should we do rock, paper, scissors?
Play nice or it goes in the ravine.
I'm trying to think what. Hang on, I'm trying to think what Namys would do.
I've
than
done exactly what
glare.
Tidemaster would do.
Yeah, I know. Well, Namys would have said yes, and then would just glare at you, but...
just remember, Tidemaster is also really high right now.
It's true.
Very true.
Yeah, I was still capable of killing all of those things.
Yeah, I know, but she doesn't really want to fight you.
Oh, no, rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Choose your rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, let's do rock, paper, scissors.
Let's go for it. Rock, paper, scissors.
So, or should we do, like, 1,
Okay.
2, 3, and then the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So,
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Round 2.
Okay. Round 2, best of 3.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Round 3.
2
Okay,
hours
mate.
later.
Kind of for me by the fact that none of, like, only Ariana's camera is working on my Discord, so I can only see one person, and I'm like having to gauge what happened.
We've done the same thing each time.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
That's
Ready?
it. Both do stone this time.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god! Please.
Folks, I'm just gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna roll.
That works. Okay, if
Sidescape.
no. Odd it goes to Tidemaster, even it goes to Namys. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Odd.
Oh,
Tidemaster gets it.
so sad.
You can always swap it around afterwards. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
exactly.
We can.
Yeah, you
We
play
can do.
that.
We can. Wait, what does it do again?
So once a day.
You get to add a focus. Like I know,
Yeah,
I'm really
yeah,
I know what it does, so I should get it.
I knew it was something to do with adding a focus.
I'm playing.
I just wanted the specifics.
Once a day, when you cast a spell, you can choose to add 1 extra focus.
Okay. Every other day we switch.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm looking forward to you keeping track on that.
That is
No.
immediately
I
going
just
to be
think-
forgotten.
Or
Congratulations.
Should we just like constantly pass it between us, be like, hey?
You've
No,
managed
it's
to
fine,
make.
it's fine. Namys is fine. Namys is fine. No, this is fine. You can have it. That's fine. That's okay.
You've managed to make a magic item a timeshare.
Yeah. Also, you've just looted the corpse of this poor Lumineth Realm Lord. So what would you like to do now?
Pay respect.
Squabbling over its only treasure.
Yeah.
No, now we pay our respects.
Okay.
So Tidemaster composes himself.
Mhm.
I don't know. Idolith Deepkin probably don't like highborn elves. They're probably a bit snooty. I don't know how. Yeah, so Tidemaster just like composes himself, puts his hand behind his arms, and is like, right, that's that, and just walks off.
What else would you like to do, folks?
I don't really know. Can I ask? Oh, what's our guide's name again? Chandos. Yeah. Can I ask him? Because I'm not really sure where we're going, like where he has in mind that he's taking us. So I kind of want to know, like, are we really far away? Like, what's the rest of the journey going to look like?
As I said, the paths they change every time I come, but there are some larger chambers with more of these caskets. I've seen them. I've been to them before. I suspect that's where the power source is that you're looking for.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know how it works. I think I can take you there though.
Okay. And how far away are these chambers? The first of these larger chambers.
There is the walls sometimes hum, and it's difficult to explain, but sometimes I feel like they're not too far away now.
Okay. That makes sense.
Lead the way.
I think we should move on, yes.
Okay. Cool. So, as you lead on, let's keep on going. Who is going to be going first? Oh, actually, let's start off with Dendrhael. You're going to cover your tracks out of this this area right here. Could you give me a 4-2 stealth body check, please?
Ooh, that's not good. 1 success.
Okay. So, as you are making your way out of this chamber, you're
Oh, we appear to have frozen.
in this room. Like, someone is gonna know that there was someone else here.
Could you repeat that, please, Luke? It paused for me for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh yes, no, sorry. So because Dendrhael wasn't able to cover it up, you've just made so much mess in that room there. It's going to be very difficult without staying there for like a couple of hours to clear everything away. And you really don't have time for that necessarily.
Just imagine like Kim and Aggie coming in.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Who's going to be going in front?
I don't mind. I mean, I feel like Tidemaster's got quite a lot of confidence at the moment. But if anyone else wants to, that is fine as well.
I think Namys will be kind of near the front as well, like ready to, again, try and creep in to a room if she needs to.
You both give me awareness mind checks, please. 5-2.
Yes.
Awesome.
So, as you're making your way down these corridors, you come again to a structure that is clearly more deliberate. And from the other side of a heavy stone door, you can hear a voice, and the voice is saying, "There must be something here. Keep looking until you find it. If it is useful, then burn it. Those foolish lapdogs of the false god will find nothing here but wasted ash."
Shit.
I'm gonna suppress the urge to say we can hear you.
I think Namys sees you like kind of wanting to do something like that and just sort of like whacks you on the arm and
I feel like Namys can see me just like
Yeah.
and she knows exactly what I'm thinking, so just like
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
So whereabouts are they in comparison to
They're
where we
behind
are?
this door. So there's a
Behind a
big
door.
heavy stone door,
Mhm.
and you can hear voices behind it.
What's
Right.
Shandos's reaction to that?
He
I thought they
turns
were
and
up
says,
ahead.
I kind of thought he was guiding us, so he was like up front with you guys.
I think he was more like directing you, but the idea of having the point guard is that they're scouting slightly ahead.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, makes sense.
come back to report to the rest.
Again? I seem to have frozen. Okay. we'll keep
Oh
going.
no!
No, there we go.
worries.
There we go.
Okay. Shandos says, "That sounds like a Zangor. We should be very careful.
What's a Zangor?
It is
This
a
is me asking, not Tidemaster.
Not
It's
much. What's a
a-
Zango with you?
it is a monstrosity of Zinch,
Okay.
a bestial creature.
Oh, we won't fight it.
They lead war bands down here in the Undercity.
Looks like we're having
Would
some.
Raz know what that is? Would Raz know what they look like?
Probably, yeah. So they tend to be like beastmen type creatures, except the Zangors in particular have often got like horns and beaks as well, and sort of feathers across their body too. They tend to lead small groups of Zinchian worshippers and things like that. But they are of the higher echelon of Zinch's servants.
Raz is gonna turn to Shandos and say, is there another way round, or are we just gonna have to plow through?
Shandos says, I believe beyond here, I'll be able to take us to the chambers. But we need to go through that door first.
So we're gonna have to go through there.
I believe so,
Okay.
yes.
Tidemaster is going to cast Summon Efficacy underneath the door, and it's going to be like a very stealthy mist.
Mm-hmm.
Stealthy, salty mist, and they're not going to notice it at first, but it's going to slowly rise.
Okay. Oh, could you give me a check for that channeling one? Whoa, okay. Yeah, no, it's good.
Yep.
It's good. So the
So,
zone
that's
on the other side of the
two
door.
successes.
The zone on the other side of the door is now Ether Seed. Yeah?
Yep. Yep.
What would you like to do?
Has the map updated? My Roll20 is still the.
We haven't,
Yeah,
we
mine's
haven't,
the same.
we haven't gone through the door yet.
Oh, okay. Raz is gonna say, right, I've got a plan. And unless anybody objects, she's gonna walk up to the door and throw it open.
It's basically what Dendrhael was going to do, but he's going to kick it open.
And she's gonna shout into the room.
Hi, Mamie.
Companions, there's been an issue with the caskets. I don't know what's going on.
So, as you open the door, it's a strange sensation because this is a very strange library that you have stepped into.
Oh.
You see,
Oh.
the world around you is
I hate it.
a
Oh, I love it.
twisting spiral.
MC Escher in the house.
Corridors looping over one another and back around.
Oh, I
In
love
front
it.
of you, you see very heavily built cultists with golden masks. In the distance, demons lurching and writhing their way around the bookshelves. You can hear the sound of the Zangor barking orders. And as your door opens, the Zangor turns and says, "The followers of the false god are here. Destroy them!" And let's roll some initiative.
I like the moment that map came out. I'm like, Tidemaster is having a terrible or amazing time whilst being high looking at this right now.
I think Tidemaster is really enjoying being massively overstimulated, and he's well up for the fight that's gonna come. He's super excited to use his salty mischief, and yeah.
So this might not
He
help
only
too
rolled a
much.
3 though.
This might not help too much, but this is going to be the zone layout.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Christ.
this map is so upsetting.
No, it's beautiful. What are you on about? This is incredible.
Oh
Well,
god.
I like this a lot.
I will admit I made this and I don't exactly know how we're going to play it, but I thought it was a fun idea.
No.
So ranges and distances is tricky because each of these planes is like a flat plane, obviously.
Mm.
So I would say that if you are like here, you can probably like peer over the edge at that side there. But if
Oh, I
you're
see.
standing like in the middle, you probably wouldn't be able to see that side. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to like try and
Discord is having a really bad time tonight.
and I will add in turns for these beasties here.
Oh,
I
can
don't
you
know about
repeat
anybody
all
else,
that?
but
'Cause it,
yeah.
yeah,
D-
froze me.
Discord is apparently having server issues tonight.
Okay. I'm just gonna add in the the initiatives for the creatures. But you can all decide in what order you're going to be going, of course.
Again, Raz doesn't mind hanging back.
Yeah, Dendrhael doesn't mind going last.
I'm charging in.
I guess Namys will go second. Now.
Water guns are blazing.
Okay, so as a reminder, so as your action, you can move around in the zone that you're in for free, or you can use your move to go one zone over.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say right now, if you want to step from one side of the zone to the other, so if you want to go from like here onto here, I think you're going to have to pass some sort of test.
Okay.
I think it's probably going to be like a determination soul test, because the idea of stepping completely into the abyss to land vertically on the other side, definitely the first time you do it, it's going to be hard, but it's going to get easier each time.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay,
Tidemaster.
so this is zone 9, right?
You're in zone 9, yeah.
And zone 9 is where I've cast Ether. So what I'm going to do is cast Arcane Wave on this guy. Well, on the zone, rather. Oh, do I want to cast Arcane Wave? Yeah. No, I'll cast Arcane Bolt on him, but because there's Ether there, can that alter the spell somewhat?
So it'll make it, I think maybe slightly more potent. We'll see how it see how it goes. Yeah.
Because at the moment, Arcane Bolt is 1 damage plus 1 more damage per success.
Right. Okay.
Okay. But I feel like it works in conjunction.
Yeah, it makes sense that it would. Wowee!
Okay, so
How
4
about that?
successes.
Okay, right. So this guy is just disintegrated.
Of course he is.
Tell me how it happens.
Okay, so the Ether Sea is probably about waist height by that point, and then these columns of water just come up from all around him, and just like, you know when you see the like lasers all pointing towards one point and then it explodes, it's like that but with watery thunder and lightning.
Excellent. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's your action. Do you want to do a move or anything with your metal or?
Yes, I want to cast Ether Sea in zone 8, so am I going to need... I can move for free, right?
You can move, well, I guess if you're in this zone, we're assuming you're in this zone right now.
Yeah. Presumably,
you can move into this zone and then cast it if you want.
I can move in... Wait, but we're in zone 9 at the moment, right?
Yes. You're kind of on
Okay.
the edge of zone 9, yeah.
So can I cast Ether Sea into zone 8? Where will I have to move to?
I was in the impression Ether Sea is the zone that you're in, so you have to move into zone 8 first.
Can I do that for free?
Yeah. You can move. You have a move action, so you
Okay.
can move there.
Oh, that guy's very close to the edge. Okay, no, I'm hanging back, but what I'm gonna do is cast Arcane Wave, and I'm gonna cast Arcane Wave on. Oh shit! It has to be the zone that you're in, isn't it?
For that one, I think, yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking.
It's okay.
Okay.
Maybe I should do something defensive. Oh Oh wait, no. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is cast Riptide on this guy, the guy at the edge of Zone 8.
This one here?
Yeah. Because there's Ether Sea in Zone 9, does that at all help? No. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I cast Riptide, which I presume is another mind channeling.
Yeah, I'll be mind channeling. I just need to look at what Riptide does. But yeah, go for it.
That's the fills their lungs with water.
Oh yeah, the fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't raise any of those, can I?
I don't know. Do you have focus or anything like that?
Well, I do. I've got 2 focus, but Riptide is 6, so I wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh, then no. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Wait, hold on. You rolled 5d6.
You got 2
What
successes.
do you need? Sorry. You got 2 sixes.
It's a 6-1.
Yeah, so you need two,
So
one
you've got
6.
2 successes.
Yes, I've got 2 successes.
Okay, so what does that do? Sorry.
It fills their lungs with water.
Oh.
It ignores armor, and I think you get 1. It's 1 damage plus 1 per success.
Okay, cool. So, this guy is also Gonzo. So tell me how that one happened.
So even though it mechanically it didn't get any benefits from there being Ether Sea in Zone 9, but the Ether Sea, it rolls over and it just kind of creeps up his body and goes down his throat, and he's like, and then starts just coughing up gushes and gushes of water, like fuckloads of water, and then he's gone. And then yeah.
I think he's gonna stagger off the edge. And,
Fuck yeah.
And land face first on that side. So for you, it looks like he's falling off the side of the world and then landing vertically on the opposite side.
Amazing.
Namys is up next.
God, I love my character.
Okay, Namys is going to move into Zone 7.
Okay.
So what do I
Could you
need to
give
do
me-
to do that?
Could you give me a devotion? No, a determination soul check, please. 6-1.
Oh, yeah, I can try.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh,
Yes.
what does it look like?
Oh God. Trying to think. I
We
think
just need to invert your token because now you're the right way up.
Yeah, no. God, this is so weird. I think that she kind of goes up to it and sort of hesitates for a second up to the edge of the floor. Hesitates for a second, and then just kind of steps over. And it looks from the outside like she's just like, "Oh, okay, this is fine."
See, in my head, it looked like that scene in Wallace and Gromit when the wrong trousers.
Yes.
And he steps off the roof and then sticks to the window.
Yeah, and then just,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, like that. Exactly like that. That is the kind of movement that I was thinking of. Okay. So now she's in this zone. Okay, she's gonna try a tricky spell. I'm just looking up what I can do with my metal because I think I can make it easier.
That's a good point. We always forget this part. So, with metal, there's a couple of bits of things you can do. So one is... Gosh, where is it? Rules reference. So, you can use metal to take an extra action, which you all know. You can use a talent or miracle. I don't think any of you have got miracles that would require it. You can... so before rolling dice, you can double the number you get from your training, or... After rolling your dice, you can double the bonus that you get from your focus in a skill.
So, I have 2 training in channeling,
Yeah.
which is what you use to spellcast. So before I can use a point of metal and I get 4 for training.
That's
Oh,
right.
okay.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that then. I'll use a point of metal to double that. So the spell that I want to cast is Crown of Asphyxiation, delightfully named spell, and
Yep.
it's 5/2. So
And what are you who are you casting it on? Or does it
It's
attack lots of people?
it affects every enemy in my zone, so it'll affect the 2 that are in my zone.
Okay, yeah. So what you've seen over here is a pink horror. This is a new one, a new beastie that we haven't encountered
Horror.
before.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Oh no, I know what happens to them.
Have you got a picture of them or?
yeah, give me a moment. I'll just
Yeah, right.
get it up
I'll just
for
shut up.
you. No, it's something I definitely should have prepared. You're right. I did a terrible
Luke,
job.
do they act the same way that they act in like Warhammer 40k games?
Ariana, you and I both know that me answering that question would be metagaming.
I'm just curious.
So this right here is a pink horror. It is a screaming mass of teeth and tentacles.
Bit of a misnomer with the colour, but
Well, I couldn't get a picture of a pink one. That happens to be a blue
There's
one.
a pink one like on the right there.
All right, give me a break. Give me a break. There's only so many.
You know what?
There's only
It's-
so many
it's-
horrors.
No, that was me defending you.
It's the colours of the Bi Pride flag. It's purple and blue and pink. So very nice. There you go.
Oh,
I-
Right.
Bisexual horrors.
not certain this is a great,
It's
know.
like the Babadook all over again, isn't it?
I'd forgotten about that.
Okay,
Okay,
right.
Wait, what was the Babadook?
It's by
Oh,
icon.
The Babadook, yeah, you aware of the Babadook as a concept, right? Like the horror film generally. Babadook's a horror
No.
film,
Horror
quite
film.
spooky, quite scary.
Okay.
The gays claimed it as a gay icon because Netflix accidentally categorized it as an LGBT film. And,
So
I
the
did not
Babadook
know
is
this.
a icon, obviously.
yeah.
So
my
just
God.
Like this pink horror is a bi icon, obviously. Okay. Namys is going to try and cast
round of asphyxiation.
Crown of Asphyxiation, and she rolls 7 dice. So that's
To be fair, it does look a bit like a bad dragon that's come to life.
Oh no,
Oh.
so that's
Oh,
only.
God.
No, I've just done it. Because I've got a point of focus as well.
Okay, so you've succeeded just.
But it's not. But it's not very effective. That's disappointing. But
Um,
Can
Although-
Tidemaster be like, hey Namys, catch? Oh wait, no, it might get lost in this labyrinth thing. No, that's a bad
do
idea.
you really want to do that? Do you want to throw it over
I
the
am
edge
high.
into this
No.
infinite abyss?
oh, God.
So the good news is that
No,
actually
if there's no guarantee that it's gonna land.
no.
The
the
question
good
is
news is that
always.
this cultist is actually going to die. So tell me how it happens with this one in particular.
Oh, so basically, it's just rather than like smoke that kind of appears out of the air, this sort of rises from the ground, and it's not like dark grey. It's kind of like a sort of almost like white off-white color. It's gross, and it like it's basically just like a horrible gas that rises up and they just choke to death. So yeah.
Excellent, cool. And the bi pink horror is its defense is decreased 1 level until your next turn as well, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
As it's kind of like.
Yeah. Right.
You've still got 1 metal. Do you want to use it, or are you going to hold it? You have 2 metal, don't you?
I do. I'm just trying to think. Do I want to get out of the zone with the pink horror? Yeah, I will. I'll use my metal to run into zone 2.
Okay, cool. Next up is Raz.
It didn't do the thing that it does in 40k that I thought it was gonna do, which would have made stuff a lot more
Yet.
difficult.
Yeah.
Well, no, it would have already.
Raz is also going to try and move into zone 7.
Okay. Could you give me a determination soul check, please? 6-1.
Yes. Okay. Ooh. No. I can't give you that.
Tell me how this looks.
Is this just Raz failing completely to get into Zone 7?
Yeah, it's not gonna punish you or anything. It's just you can't go that way.
Okay. She's gonna sort of like. She's gonna get on all fours and like try and crawl, and roll a little bit onto. But I think she just confuses herself, and ends up just sort of like rolling back into Zone 9.
It's not the first time I've seen Raz confused and on all fours.
Okay, so you failed.
This is a good Christian stream.
Look, neither is it the first time that I've seen you knee-high in, like, odd liquid, okay? So we're not gonna go there.
Oh.
Okay,
if
so
we can YouTube, make a joke. Me and Toki just saying they're like, oh my god.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun. So this was streaming with.
Yeah, Toki is all sponsorships that Toki was ever going to get are just instantly pulled because of the two of us.
Well, see, I wanted to, because I really wanted a bath tonight, and I was going to stream from the bath, and apparently I'm not allowed to do that. So.
No, everything gets cancelled.
I was still wearing a bikini top.
That's
Moving
all
on.
fine. I just feel like
failed
it's Ida Thiepken bathwater on sale for now for $5.
Exactly, that's what the point was going to
Swear to
be.
God. So,
I had the right bath bombs and everything.
Oh my god.
So,
Okay.
Raz, having failed to go over the edge, what are you going to do instead?
Pushed us over the edge.
Reorienting herself, she is going to move into Zone 8 instead. Do I still have like my full movement?
Yeah, you
and
do.
all of
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Cool. And is going to move up to this, which is also, I think,
It's
by
pink
pink
horror as
horror.
well, yeah.
Yeah. And is going to go at it with her cutlasses.
Yeah.
So that's 5d6.
Just waiting for Tidemaster to say it's not the first time I've seen you go at it with both hands.
Oh my god.
I was
You
distracted.
know you
by
could have
pressing.
said that.
So how many dice are you rolling, Raz? This is a lot of dice,
I'm
right?
rolling 6 dice.
So their defense is average, and you are great, which means you're
I'm great, yeah.
2 steps higher, which means it's 2s.
So yeah, so 6 successes again.
Oh, okay. That's very good. In that case, I'd like you to tell me how it happens.
Cool. So, Rose is gonna say, shout, this isn't the first time I've had to deal with this many tentacles, and it's like, gonna like slash and like cut some of the tentacles off, and the creature will fall down.
But you didn't do that with them last time.
You didn't see the finale.
Yeah, I was passed out.
Namys is gonna shout. Namys is gonna shout. Stop flirting.
Well,
We're not flirting, we're reminiscing!
Yeah.
Gosh! Let us get nostalgic!
what happens is, as you slash through the pink horror, it bursts apart. Its teeth are like that until it separates into 2 slightly smaller blue horrors.
It did the thing! Why did the first one not do the thing?
Well,
Wasn't hit with a
reduced
blade?
I didn't think it was reduced to 0 hit points.
Okay.
What would you like to do now?
Raz is going. Also, because I'm dual wielding, I only still get 1 attack. I don't get 2 attacks.
Really
Like
good
one with
question.
each cutlass.
I don't know. That might be one for the rulebook.
Yeah, I have it open.
Dual wielding. Let me have a look. Dual wielding rules are always complicated, aren't they?
Yeah.
Dual wield. Some warriors often forgo the use of a shield. If you're wielding a weapon in each hand, you consider dual wielding. When you take an attack action while dual wielding, you're going to attack with both weapons simultaneously.
Oh, right. Yeah. So the way it works is you've got your 7 dice, but if you're attacking multiple enemies, you can like take some of those dice on one and some of those dice on the other.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
at the moment, if you wanted to do 7 and another attack, you could say 3 on one and 4 on the other or something.
Okay.
But you can only use focus on the roll. So if you've got 2 focus, you can use 1 on either side. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense. I only have 1 focus. I could only use 1 focus anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. I think Rez is gonna make another attack. I think she's gonna split them both evenly. So 3 on one and 3 on the other.
Okay, go for it. We'll do the top one first.
Okay. I guess the first 3.
So that is...
which is all. That's all successes. All 3 of those successes.
I'm just going to check, actually. Is 1 an automatic failure? Or, I don't know if it is or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is either, but... Let me have a look. That new... Yeah, I guess so. Well, hold on. So hold on. So you need 2 or mores.
Yeah.
Right. So, sorry. So you roll 3 dice for. You've got 6 dice total.
Yeah.
So you roll
sorry.
3 dice for one and 3 dice on the other.
Yeah. So if we do the first 3.
That's right.
For the first one, so that
Cool.
makes those 3 successes. I don't have any more focus to spend, so on the second one, it's only 2 successes.
Gotcha. Cool. So this one is not quite dead yet, but neither is this one either. They're both weakened, and they're littler, and they're like chattery and horrible. And Dendrhael's up next.
Okay, Dendrhael. Okay, Dendrhael is going to. We're in zone 9 already, aren't we? Like,
you're currently in zone 9, yeah.
Yeah, cool. He is going to fire his bow at this one here.
Okay, cool.
Because it's on the same plane, it appears.
It is, yeah. Their defense is poor.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. It might actually be better than that. Defense is average. Actually.
Okay, so I need 3 or higher.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn one of those 2s into a 3, so that's 4 successes.
Tell me how it happens.
Pinged off the edge and into the abyss. And finally do get to use this properly. There we go.
That's a good roll.
Second arrow with metal. It's going to be at this dude. The pink horror.
Their defense is average.
Okay, so yeah, 1 above again, so 3s. So we've got 1 success, 5 successes if we use focus on that to make a success.
It's not quite a killing blow, but it's pretty good.
Cool.
Anything else? Are you gonna try and move, or are you gonna stay where you are?
I'm gonna try and stay where I am because I'll be honest, I don't think I'm gonna be moving off this plane because I have 1 soul and 0 in determination.
You are not a determined beastie.
No. And that's the end of my go. I'll call it there.
Great. So next up is going to be the Zangor. This huge, colossal, muscly beast is going to charge forward and is going to attempt to knock Namys. The idea is to try and knock Namys over this edge right here. So this is going to be a body. What was it going to be? I think you could do a body reflexes check, and we'll see who gets the most successes out of 4. The most
Okay.
4s, I mean.
Body reflexes, yeah.
Or body might if you want.
Oh no, I think reflexes is reflexes is better.
Okay.
I mean, they're still both terrible. Okay.
Oh.
1 success.
1 success. They got 2 successes.
Oh.
So they did very badly, considering the number of
I
dice they rolled.
did.
But
I did terribly.
the Zangor grabs you and then wrenches you both over the side, and then you are standing upright, but on this edge bit right here.
Oh, I feel like I'm getting motion sick just thinking about it. Ooh.
And it is going to then attack you with its savage blade. What is your defense?
Almost definitely poor. Let me check. Yeah, 4.
Okay, so it's 2 levels higher, which means it's going to be 2 hits, which means he does 5 damage
Oh dear. Okay.
as he like drags you over the side of the area right here.
Okay. Not happy with that at all.
Next up, the Kyric Acolytes are going to make their way over. This one right here is going to move to the edge, and is going to use Arcane Bolt. He's going to like peer over the edge at Tidemaster. I think, in my mind, from this angle, if you're kind of like that, you could see the tops of each other's heads, right? It is going to be Arcane Bolt. I need to look at what Arcane Bolt does. I never cast spells. This is great. So it's 4. That is 1 success. So you take 1 damage. That wasn't so bad, was it? This one is going to come up to here and is going to attempt to attack Namys with your defense again is, so it's poor.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's only average, so it's 3 or more. That is 3 damage, but I guess it's not 3 damage because you've got armor on, right?
I've got 1 armor.
So 2 damage.
Oh, okay. So I've gone through my toughness now, so now it's up to wounds, right?
Okay.
Okay.
This acolyte right here is going to come to this edge. This one is going to try and step over the ledge. Let's see how brave he's feeling. He comes to the edge and like bottles it at the last minute. It's even too weird for the Zinchian cultist. And he's gonna try an arcane bolt at Raz right there as well.
He lives here.
Hmm?
He lives here and he's not dealing with it.
Well, they were busy trying to burn the library down, so they're not super like it. He gets 2 successes with the arcane bolt, which means 2 damage for Namys.
I'm sorry, I thought it was at me.
Oh, sorry, no, you're right, Raz.
I was about to panic.
Is that against my 2 armor?
Oh, I guess if you've got 2 armor, it does nothing.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty handy.
Sweet.
Haha, fuck you.
So
Not you, Luke.
this
Sorry,
one right
the
here is going to
cultist.
attempt. No, I got that. This one is also going to bottle it and not be able to traverse the edge. So it's going to come to the ledge there. And then we have got all of the horrors. So this horror right here is going to attempt to lean over and grab Tidemaster.
This
and
little
pull
horror.
Tidemaster over the edge. This one right here.
Sorry, it sounded
Sounds
like you're gonna be
familiar.
like, this little piggy went to
This
the
little
market.
horror went to market. So what is your melee? What is your defense?
Me?
Sorry.
My defense is
Defense.
poor.
Okay, so it's going to be 3 or more.
So, what's the middle one? Is it
Accuracy.
Ranged.
Yeah, ranged accuracy.
Range. Okay,
Ranged accuracy.
Okay.
You will probably never have to use it.
probably.
So the pink horror got 3 successes.
Mm.
So it does 4 damage.
Fuck.
Do you have some armor as well?
I went back up to 7 toughness though, didn't I?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yes, I have light armor. Azure scales.
Okay, so that is -1, so you take 3 damage, but the pink horror's tentacles swarm around you and yank you onto this path. It's incredibly disorientating as you are pulled off the ledge and onto your feet on the other side of it.
Okay. Saves me a
this-
move.
Saves you move, I suppose. Yeah. This one right here is going to actually belch magical fire back at Dendrhael.
Okay.
Dendrhael, your ranged, your defense is
Good.
good. So it's average against good. So it's 1 step lower. So it's 5. That is a single success.
I have 2 armor.
It does nothing. It sort of belches fire across at you, but doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, just singes some of the moss and I sort of just shake it off.
This horror is going to make its way up and around the edge right there. And these two are going to jump and try and grab hold of Raz's legs. So, Raz, your defense is?
My defense is average.
Average, okay. Their attack is 4. 5s. So that's 1. Just 2 damage, but I guess that just doesn't do anything, does it?
Not against my armor, no.
So what does it look like?
Are they
These
like
two
grappled
beasts
onto
are,
me?
like,
Or...
They're trying to, they're trying to like fight your knee.
Are they quite small at this point? Like they're quite like.
Yeah, they're shrinking. They're shrinking.
I think Raz is just like kicking and stamping at them. I think that's what that looks like.
Okay, cool. Well, before we launch into the next round, the Zangor that is lurching over Namys looks down at you with its glowing red eyes and says, "The end of your story has come, Soulbound. You die here." And that's where we'll pick back up next week.
No.
Or next time.
Oh
Nope.
gosh.
Nope, to be a cliffhanger.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Now it's not
Thank
doing well.
you.
No, I can't wait 2 weeks.
Tough.
We will be
Literally
back.
can't
We
wait.
will
I
be back,
can't wait
everyone, in
2
2 weeks.
Thank you very much, everyone.
I'll be in cosplay next time.
Okay. Yeah, it is too hot for cosplay here.
Oh yeah,
It's terribly too warm. Yeah.
especially to dress up as a goddamn tree.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone that joined in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Special shout out to Alex Drummond, who is the at Alex Drummo on Twitter. They are the people that make the epic isometric maps, and the map that's on the screen at the moment, I used their assets to make those maps. So I'll probably post on Twitter this map afterwards, just as a thing to show off. But yeah, thanks very much. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.
It was a lot of fun, thank you.
At the start, this is Faltering Light by Cubicle 7. I'm Luke. I go as Rook and Roll on Twitter. I do D&D writing and RPG writing and some other bits and pieces. Toki, do you want to do a quick outro of your bits, anything you want to plug or anything like that?
No, yeah, of course. I am Toki. You know where I am. Here. And, yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7:30 PM, I tend to stream video games with friends, and it's generally chaos and silliness, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's all I really have to promote at the moment. Sophie?
Yeah, I'm at Sophie on Twitter. And I tweet about D stuff, political stuff, everything else. So, yeah, follow me there.
I did myself already, so we can go straight over to Emma.
Cool. I am Emma Underwood 517 on Instagram. And I now have a TikTok account, which I'll be starting to post more like TTRPG stuff on, and maybe some LARP stuff too. That is Pemsgal, PEMBSGAL. So yeah, do have a look at that.
And finally.
I'm Ariana, and I will be selling my bathwater soon.
And on that note, thank you very much, everyone. We will be back on Monday.
2 weeks from now.
Monday the 9th, I believe.
Oh, good grief.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Great end.
see you later, folks.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone. Bye.